everyone, so welcome back to the channel and welcome to another video. Now today's video is really interesting because I'm going to share my long-term experience as a customer with one of the Apple products, and this product needs no introduction. This is the iPhone, but because I'm telling this is my long-term experience, I have been using this product for like nearly 8 years, and I'm going to talk about everything that I have experienced about this product. So the product that we're talking about today is the iPhone 7. The 7 has been with me for past 8 years, to be honest. Now, if I have to talk about this phone, and because I have been using a couple of other iPhones as well, so I started off with this iPhone 7 and then I switched over to a 12, and then I now have an iPhone 15 which I just got like last month. But overall, as an user, and if I have to talk about the experience that I get, from all these three devices, I didn't see a lot of change in terms of the performance. So if you're someone like me who just uses your social media, watch videos, access the web, check your emails, just use your normal shopping apps like Amazon or food ordering apps or anything of that sort. Listen to music, of course. So if you're just someone who's onto these tasks, I'm sure many of us are, just doing these basic tasks on a day-to-day life. So for them, if I have to compare in terms of the performance, I wouldn't really mind using this device in 2024. Now, the reason is obvious that we're going to check. So we're going to see on, how's the screen response and how fast the apps load, and in terms of the screen's quality and everything, we're going to talk about it. And I'm going to do a comparison of the 7 with the 15 on which I'm recording right now, and we're going to take a look. Now, if I have to talk something about the design of this iPhone 7, so this has a frost black aluminum, as you can see, and here you have your 12 megapixel back camera, and then you have a flash, and then there's a microphone. Then we have the Apple logo. It's not at the center, how you get like in these days, but it used to be a little bit at the top, if you see. Now, at the bottom, you have the lightning connector, and then you have your speakers. At the top, you have another speaker because this gives you a stereo output. So you have like two speakers. And then you have your front-facing 7 megapixel camera, and then you have your sensors, like you have your motion sensor, you have your light sensors, and everything that's just embedded at the top. Now, this is really a signature design by Apple, if you remember back then, and the main key highlight of this design is this home button. Now, on the right, you have your silent switch, so you can just toggle on and off, which I still have on the iPhone 15. Then you have your volume up and down. If I turn to the right, then you have your power button, and then you have your SIM card tray tool. Now, this is really a slim phone, as you can see, so you can just put it in your pocket and it doesn't even makes you feel that it's inside the pocket. It's very light and it's really slick, it's slim, but it gives you a good confidence in holding because of those rounded edges. So this, you hold it really good and sturdy. So from the right, left, and even like you can insert one of your fingers at the bottom for that extra grip as well. So this is really great. And this is the phone since when Apple has actually introduced the water resistance. Yes, that is correct. Now the 7 onwards, all the iPhones have become water resistant. You take it the 7, 8 until the 16 Pro and 16 Pro Max. So this is one of the big transformations that we saw all the way from in the iPhone lineup, which is another good thing to love the iPhone 7. Now, there is something that I want to really touch base. Now, this is something Apple has been playing really smart. Now, if you remember back in those days, when we used to have the iPhone 7, there used to be two black colors. So this is the frost aluminum black, and then we used to have another black, which is the jet black, which is kind of a glossy black that you used to get, more prone to scratches. And so normally people would go for this, but then again, we used to have two blacks back then. Now, the jet black, which is the more of like a glossy version of the black, it used to cost a little bit more than the normal, the matte black that you get over here. However, since that, when they started introducing the Pro models, they started giving the frost and the matte colors only in the Pro models. And for the non-Pro, they used to give those glossy backs, with the glass at the back. So that's a kind of a design transformation that I have seen. Like something which used to be really common, they made it really a hype in their Pro models. Now, just coming back to the battery of this iPhone, now this has been, holding up pretty well. So, there's no problem in the performance. So you can see it's smooth, it's crisp, and there's no lag or jitters or anything like that. So if I go to battery, and then if I check the battery health, it says it needs service. Now, if I open this is running at a maximum capacity of 71% right now. So it says that my battery's health has significantly degraded, and Apple authorized service provider can replace the battery to restore the full performance and capacity. So of course, you can replace this battery so that the battery health is 100%. Then it should last about at least a day of normal usage, and that's pretty much common with any iPhone that you take. Now, let's talk about a little bit about the performance of the 7. So I'm going to compare this with my iPhone 15, and we're going to just try and test on certain apps, and we'll see what's the delay and how's the performance and everything like that. So let's take a look. Okay, so here now I have the iPhone 7 and the iPhone 15 side to side. So we're gonna go ahead and compare this a little bit in terms of some of the performance. So let's take about Safari. I'm sorry, I cannot use both my hands because I'm shooting this on my iPad, which is I'm holding currently. So I'm just going to use one of my hands to control both the devices. So let's launch Safari, and let's launch on Safari. So pretty much on the same speed. I mean, you don't really feel a lot of change. So I'm going to close this tab, and we're going to open the Apple site over here. So let's open the Apple site, and let's open it. So pretty much on the same speed, and you don't feel any kind of lags or anything over there on the 7 as well. Same if you see on the 15, it's pretty much on the same page. So that's that. And then of course there have been some improvements on the 15 versus the 7. You get basically the true tone. So if you come to let's come to the display, and then just get another option, which is the true tone display. So you can just turn that on and off. So it just makes the screen a little bit more on the whitish side. So things like that. Now let's check the camera, which of course the true tone doesn't comes in the iPhone 7. So let's take a look at the cameras. So let me open this camera, and let's open this. Oops. So there you go. Now there is not much of a difference. So if I have to move my hand, you would see it's really smooth, and then it just does the job pretty well, and not much of a change in terms of the options. Yes, of course the 15 has some more features of the portrait, and then you have the cinematic mode and things like that, but it's pretty on the same. I mean, you don't really feel much of a difference. Now for example, let's open Apple Music. So pretty much it's the same speed. Well, the 7 took a little bit of time to load, maybe just a second, but that's nearly unnoticeable, to be honest. So if I go to music, Well, I don't have anything over here, so let's go to radio, and then let's scroll down, and absolutely fine. So let's play this so that we can see the sound quality a little bit. Welcome to TuneIn. So I think it's loud and clear, and it has that stereo speaker at the top and at the bottom, so absolutely no problem over there. So in terms of how fast these apps load, and in terms of your day-to-day performance, you don't see much of a difference between these two devices. Now let's take Apple TV. Apple TV, and let me open up over here, and let's continue. So if you see, I'm gonna accept this free trial. So if you see over here, it's really crisp and smooth, and the same with here. So I'm not going to subscribe now. So I'm going to just scroll over here so you can take a look. So not much of a difference over there. And let's open up YouTube, and let's see how fast it loads. So that's YouTube on the 7, and let me load it on the 15. So that's just really, I think, not much of a difference if you see. And then things really load up quick, and they're fast and snappy. Same over here. I don't really see a lot of difference. So in terms of the day-to-day usability, I don't think you would find a lot of difference if you're using on the 15 or the 7. So they're pretty much the same. Now let's take phone. So phone is quick. And then if I have to open my phone, so this is fine. So pretty much I think it does a good job. So there is no problem in the 7 if you compare with any other iPhones. This would still deliver some great performance. So I would say the 15 still delivers great performance, and there is no much of a change in terms of your day-to-day use, as again I have to say. Now if I have to talk about this port, which I just talked about it at the beginning of the video as well. So this is a lightning port, and the headphone that we used to get is something like this. So this is an original Apple wired headphones, and then it used to have this lightning connector. So you can connect this in, and you can just start listening music. So because they've removed the 3.5 mm jack. Now they used to provide with a dongle as well, which means if you have a wired headphone, something like my JBL studio headphones. So this is a Bluetooth headphone, but then again you can connect a 3.5 mm jack. So if you have a headphones which has this 3.5 mm jack, it used to come with a dongle, and then you can just put the dongle in this particular lightning port. So it will have a lightning port to 3.5 mm dongle. So you can connect your headphones jack to that dongle, and then you can start using your normal headphones with this iPhone 7 as well. And I'm pretty impressed with the iPhone 7 and its performance in today, that is 2024. And I will keep this phone because this is really iconic design. More than the functionality, I'm more loving this design, which is the original Apple design, which has the home button. So of course I'm going to keep this till the time it runs, and I'm going to use this, of course. So now let's come to the conclusion. Should you buy an iPhone 7 in 2024? Now the answer could be yes or no. It could be yes for someone who wants to get started with the iOS ecosystem, and then they don't want to spend a lot of money in buying an expensive iPhone like the iPhone 15, 16, 16 Pro or anything like that. So for them this is a great deal because you will get these iPhones much cheaper. So it is a great place to start your iOS journey with the iPhone 7. Now second is, if you're on a a tighter budget, if you have a budget constraint, you don't want to spend, or you cannot afford those expensive iPhones, but still you want to have an iPhone. So the 7 is a great product to buy because you'll get them for much, much lesser price. And then you will also meet your needs of owning an iPhone. Just talking about the performance, it would not disappoint you whether you're someone who's just getting started with the iOS ecosystem or you're just on a tighter budget. This phone is for everyone. Yes, the screen size is 4.7 inch, so you need to compromise a little bit on the viewing experience part of thing. If you consume a lot of content online, you want like big screen and all. So you have to limit your expectations a little bit. Otherwise, this is a great product for your day-to-day use. It's absolutely no issues. If you're a student, you can get this as well. Now, someone who should not get this iPhone would be the one who needs a bigger screen, of course, because normally iPhones today come with a 6.1 inch screen, but this is a 4.7 back from 2016. Number two, if you need like high powerful cameras having telephoto zoom and the wide angle lens and all those things, if you do a lot of photography and things like that, I think for them it might be a limited choice. It might give you a limited set of options over there. Number three, if you want to stay updated on top of the operating system, so you want to stay updated with the latest iOS operating system, then this is not for you, because Apple has stopped releasing the software updates for the iPhone 7, so it is no longer supported. They still go ahead and share those security patches, security updates, and kind of like firmware updates time to time, but no new software upgrades to the iPhone 7. And I don't think that would matter to most people as long as your day-to-day task is getting accomplished. So these are the three categories of people who should not get an iPhone. So number one, if you need a bigger screen. Number two, if you need big cameras. Number three, if you need the latest iOS. So this was my breakdown on the iPhone 7, which I bought in 2016, now in 2024. The device is absolutely perfect and I love to use this, but yes, there are some limitations, and I think that's the good and bad part about technology. So if you like this video, please subscribe to the channel. Please hit the bell notification icon so that you get notified when I release my next video. Share your comments and thoughts in the comments box below. I normally read all the comments and I try to reply to them as well. So if you like this video, I thank you so much for joining today, and you have a wonderful rest of your day. I will see you on the next one. Peace.